Now we're gonna start off with a quick tour of the current office space, and I do want to preface it by saying that it's particularly bad now because of all of the like moving stuff in the way. It's not normally this cluttered, and I already feel like a teenager making excuses after being caught masturbating by their parents, but it's not normally this hoarder nasty. So this is what I see when I come in through the door every morning. Obviously there's a lot less crap standing around, but yeah, this is more or less it. Now to the side here, this is an area that kind of builds up clutter. I usually like bring in stuff, put it here, and then use it, although this has all been used. So maybe once every 3 videos, I'll like kind of clear a bunch of this stuff out. And the next to that is like the TV thing that we used for a little bit. I'm pretty excited. In the new office, there's like a great space to set up a lounge where I can have like a TV and stuff on this. So I think that's gonna look great. And here is the AliExpress murdered PS5, which Anna is still very upset about. She wants me to change that out basically every time she sees it. But it's just living like this because it's memories, you know? Now this desk setup, you see a lot. This is where I do most of my testing. It used to be in the room of which we shall not speak, which we'll have a look at a bit later, but that's kind of madness. But for the setup, I've got a PC that I normally use for all of the testing. And then if you kind of move stuff out of the way, there is a really wild cable situation going on there because I kind of keep having to change things out here and then the cables just build up over there. So I'm gonna have to find a better way to deal with that at the new office so that it doesn't end up looking like Cleopatra's hair. It's not Cleopatra, Medusa's hair, there we go. And then this is the main desk where I do a lot of intros and like teardowns and stuff. Next to that, we have like the camera nook, which is also quite messy, but this is where I store all of my camera gear. This spot used to be a lot worse before I moved a bunch of stuff into the room of which we shall not speak, which we'll look at soon. But at the moment, it's actually not that bad. Now, unfortunately, because of how this office is laying out, I've had to use the area by the window as like storage mass madness because there's like a beam over there, which means I can't get like lights and stuff under it. And it's kind of a problem because it's forced me to turn this office into a bit of a cave because, well, I can't really access the windows for like desk setting up and stuff, which has led to this. You can see there's a lot of stuffing going on here. This is like the primary storage area in the office. And every time I have to get something from in there, it's like a real problem. So I tend to just ignore a lot of that stuff. But again, it does vary in its intensity. Sometimes it's pretty neat back here, and sometimes it looks like this. Yeah, well, I feel a bit like Asmongold here, but this is like a mini fridge area, which I never use because that fridge is extremely noisy. But yeah, it's just taken up a lot of space. Monitor, yoga mat, exciting stuff. Through here, you can see a lot more storage madness, which is like my editing area. So let's go have a look at that. Now I am a little embarrassed by this area. The main reason that I like hoard stuff in this way is that every time that I get rid of things or sell them, the moment that I sell them, I end up needing it for a video and then have to rebuy it, which is super annoying. And it's kind of morphed into not a great habit of like storing a whole bunch of crap. And by crap, I do mean all like really dope hardware. But there is a bit of a system, at least. So this is where the graphics cards live, kind of in a gray scale descending down into madness. There are CPUs up there, motherboards over here. Power supplies are down here. Over here are my storage bins. This is just miscellaneous crap. The same goes for in these. They've been very useful, but as you can see, they've been overflowing for a while. Next to that is where all of my editing happens. I have my LS50 wireless over here. I really like these speakers. I got them used off Canucks Audio Mart for a really good deal, and they're just amazing. I love them a lot. And then I just have this single 4K 27-inch, I think this is an Acer Predator that I've had for ages. I still use the vertical mouse because it's just so good for carpal tunnel and stuff. Now the editing system lives down here next to more cable madness. It just descends into this really quickly because I have to change things out a lot and then you just give up on organizing it kind of 5 months down the line and then it turns into that. But the system in there has 12900K in it is the CPU, 64 gigs of DDR5, so real beastly CPU setup for all of the video editing. and the graphics card kind of changes, but at the moment there's a 4070 Ti in. Now I've turned off the light. This is normally the state that I go into it in. I don't use the like office lights in here because they're a really terrible color temperature. So I usually edit in this format. And while I'm editing, whenever I want to be reminded of what a hoarding animal I am, I just kind of look through this window and then you see that going on there. But I try and ignore it. I try and kind of peek through there instead. And then finally, there is my inspirational disc plate living over there. I bought this one. This wasn't sponsored. I don't know, have we done a sponsorship with this plate before? I don't think so. Now, we're almost at the end of the tour that feels a bit like I'm revealing something deeply terrible about myself. But now we need to get to the worst part, which is the room of which we shall not speak. This room went from where I did testing to where I just stuff a whole bunch of crap in. The reason was there was like a lot of construction happening on that side of the wall, so it became super noisy and unusable in here. So I just moved a bunch of clutter in here so that I could have a neater main space. Now this is where I stack all of my stands and like camera stuff. This used to live in that other nook. So getting it out of view made it a lot easier for me to pretend like the space was neat on camera. And then next to that, we've got some track racer boxes. The sim racing rig is one of the big points of clutter in here other than all of the other crap. But yeah, here it is. As you can see, it is huge. This was very exciting to do a video on. Now, I have added to it a bit, and yes, I am distracting from the room, but I did add like a manual transmission to it, which has been really fun, especially for driving older cars. You can actually shift manually. It's very exciting. But once we move to the new space, I will do a follow-up video with a VR implementation for this, so look out for that. Next is my caddy where like the screwdrivers and thermal paste and stuff lives. This goes through various stages of neatness. Yeah, other than that, there are some PCs down there. The PC that I use for the sim racing rig is like my summer gaming PC. This foam wall has also been a complete nightmare. When we first moved in here, I was like, wow, this is going to be a great way to get some nice texture on the wall for like, you know, background and shots. But it just doesn't stay on the wall. They keep falling off. So over the first 2 years, we kept having to stick them back up, but eventually we just gave up, and this is kind of how the walls deteriorated over time. I'm not going to do this again at the new office. This was way too much effort to deal with. And then above my huge pile of Be Quiet fans and VGA monitor, we have some more disc plates. Again, not sponsored. Okay, so now that we've come to the end of me bearing my soul of all of the crap I've been hiding off camera for the last 2 years in various states, now comes the very exciting part of moving this nightmare to a different space. Okay, well, I guess we start with the graphics cards. Wow, those boxes really do fill up that crate fast. I think with these graphics cards, there are a couple of them that I do actually have boxes for. Unfortunately, the 4090 isn't one of them. This came out of a system, so I don't know how I'm going to transport this. But let's just put it aside for now. Oh no! I don't know where the box is for my waifu RAM. Anna found that, and she was asking where the MacBook Pro is. Now you can actually, in this shot, see the MacBook Pro. You need to look lower.
No.
Yeah.
Stop it!
I had to quickly move it out the way, but don't worry.
You have to quickly move it out the way,
like 6 months ago. But don't worry. The MacBook Pro is being protected by the Asus Zephyrus on top of it, so it's fine. Like, it was. For those of you that are concerned, both of the laptops are still in pristine condition. They may have been stuffed in a hole, but it was a safe, comfy hole that they were both very happy with. Okay, well, this infinite pit is slowly deteriorating. We're gonna go for lunch now. We've made a bit of a dent, but yeah, it's still so much left there. Oh my word, AIOs take up so much space in these boxes. There's like 3 AIOs and 2 fans in this box, and it's full. It's so annoying, and there's just so many of them still. It is the end of day 1. We've done a lot. We've got a whole bunch of camera crap over there. We've actually got access to the window now, which is really nice. I feel bad that I didn't use the window. I don't think I used this space as well as I could have, but I've explained why that was kind of difficult to use. We've got piles of these boxes going on. So these, like, this entire pile, that entire pile, and that entire pile is pretty much all just the stuff on the shelves. But as you can tell, most of the crap from the shelves has been put away. These are some empty boxes that I haven't been able to find the stuff that goes in it. But yeah, this is the end of day 1. I think we've made a lot of progress to get everything ready for the movers on Monday, and we've still got another day to get the rest of it done. So I think good progress. And then finally, I'm just gonna remove the kind of gear shifter so that doesn't get damaged. And then I think we're in a space where it should be movable. Okay, well, I sit before you a broken man today. As you probably could tell, not much filming happened because there was basically just 2 people suffering in silence in the same space together. So I don't think it made for good content. I can't imagine the movers are gonna be very happy when they get here tomorrow because this office is just a bottomless pit of despair. This is what like 500 tech videos worth of content looks like. Here's the sim racing chair with the pedal box, which that weighs more than a small moon. It is wildly heavy. Why does all of the cool stuff weigh a lot? I don't understand why. We've also still got a bunch of loose things on desks, which we've run out of boxes to put stuff in. Yeah, so here's just more piles of stuff. This tripod has been super in the way all day. Like, both Anna and I have fallen over it many times. It was meant to be used. It just, we didn't get around to it. Oh, Anna, we need to not show your feet. That's gonna make the internet. yeah, hide your feet, Anna. Yeah, so this is the like path that you walk through to kind of navigate to the different bits of the office. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Tomorrow moving happens, I guess. And just like that, the very nice movers have left and there's nothing left in here. Look at that empty space. This room, which was stuffed to the gills with sim racing stuff, is now just an empty void with walls that we need to clean. There's actually generally quite a lot of cleaning we're gonna have to do before we can give up this spot. And then in here, it's also nothing much but my editing PC and some loose bins which we have to move. Oh, and that reminds me, I do need to get my Wi-Fi router from out there. But yeah, I guess with that, we need to spend the next 3 years setting up the new space. So yeah, let's go do that. And this is what the new space looks like with all of the stuff in it. Now, this stuff, remember, took up the entirety of the previous office, whereas now, it is just kind of like a bit in the corner. We've also got a huge piece of carpet coming, which we're very excited about. Over here, there is just lots of space going on. We're gonna set up like more storage over here. We're gonna have desks here, more desks over here. And then there's also a bunch of stuff in like the loungy area over here, which we still need to sort out kind of how we're gonna set it up. But this looks more or less okay, I guess. What's just crazy to me is how small all of this stuff looks in here. Like that sim racing stand, for example. This is what it looks like in this space. It's just like a bit of thing over here. Whereas in the previous office, it took up an entire room. So yeah, that's quite exciting. Generally, it's gonna be so much less cramped in here. I'm super excited. So with that, let's start kind of unpacking stuff. Oh yeah, one thing that I have noticed is that the floor is wildly skew in here. So this desk, for example, kind of looks like it's gonna fall over this way and it's just flat on the ground. But putting that aside, I honestly don't even know where to begin with all of this at this point, to be honest. I feel like I need an adult. Okay, so this is the end of day 17 of moving. I don't know where we're at now, but this pile of madness is still in the middle and it's still crazy. I think I'm gonna have the main filming set kind of facing that corner. So that's why we have the carpet here for sound and stuff for that. But yeah, very, very excited about the huge amount of space. Oh my word. We still have so much work to do here. It's crazy, everything's standing around. It's been a wild couple of weeks. Anna and I are both absolutely exhausted. She's busy like cutting curtains down to size because we gotta be able to control the, the light in here. But yeah, I mean, it may have been exhausting, but we're both extremely excited about what's happening here. I think the space is going to be awesome. We can't wait for it to be done, but we really need a break. This has just been a complete onslaught. But I hope you enjoyed the video. We're not going to see the finished state of the space in here because that's probably going to take a couple of months to get to a finished point, but it's very close to a place where we can actually start using this space to make videos around all of the setting up and stuff. So the normal schedule should start up soon. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the move. Thank you very much, Anna, for all of your suffering and dedication. And yeah, until the next video, bye-bye.